thank you to Brian for your support on Patreon.
Hello everyone, my name is Vivian and welcome back to the Smoke Room. Man, look at this new UI, fuck it, whatever. It's the new menu screen and boy, it looks good. It's not the default one anymore, and it isn't just that it's not the default, but fuck me, does this just look good, you know? It goes with the horizontalness of the bar here. It makes you really look at the amazing art. It makes you look at what Sam's looking. It makes the longingness of the road ahead and really makes you really just fucking take in the scenery of it all. Fuck. It's just really good. But yes, I'm taking a little bit of a break from EA just as I catch up with some of the other visual novels that I've fallen behind on. I've got 2 updates that I have missed as of recording this. I'm recording this on May the 4th be with you. Oh god, did I really do that? Shit. I didn't mean to do that earnestly. I thought this was the wrong day, but I did it. Oh man, whatever. But I missed 2 updates. One Cliff, one Murdoch. I don't know if another one will come up by the time this is out, but here I am. I've missed a lot of updates for a lot of games, and my goal is to catch up with them as I go, but yeah. I'm going to be forever catching up with games. I'm never going to be caught up with all of the ones I've gotten, but I've finally made a spreadsheet of all the games I've been playing, all the visual novels specifically. I'm also going to be playing non-visual novel games, as you've seen. But of all the visual novels I've started, all the ones I want to start, all the updates I've missed, and every time I go to sit down, I'm also checking all the games that I'm not checking all the games every time I sit down, but whenever I go to sit down to play a game, I check for updates when I sit down to make sure I'm playing the most recent build when I go to play it. Yada fucking yada, let us play the game. Huh. Oh man. Well, this is why they tell you to restart your save file whenever you go to play, because this is not the game's fault. This is all the fault of the way I play it. Since the Cliff update is the one that came out last, I figure we should do that first. This is right after our threesome that just had to happen for some reason, but everyone loved it, so we might as well. It's a beautiful night out. At least it is, for a brief moment. Someone's plucking out a guitar off in the distance. That coyote, no doubt. Has to be. It's sounding less like music and more like something being put out of its misery. Just hope our companions aren't awake to hear it. The fox tisks. Oh, jeez, look at that! The text box even got updated too! Oh, I love seeing these games when you see them when they first start, because you know, when you see a game and it's already been out for a while and then they get an update, it's like, oh, that's neat. But when you see a game when it's got it right from the start and it gets an update, it's like watching a baby grow up. Like, it's just so cool. And you're proud of them. I'm proud of this game, and I'm proud of the developers. I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of everyone involved. And I know it's just a UI thing, and I've been proud of every time. Just it's a thing. And so the moment spoiled. But quite the moment it was. No second or third thoughts this time, Mr. Tibbets. What about a fourth? Do shut up, Mr. Burns, or I might change my mind. So cocky all of a sudden. What brought this on? Well, I've not yet had my turn on top, have I? I can't let you boys have all the fun. Smells like you had fun all the same. Speaking of smells... He gestures to the glistening white stain still visible on his stomach. Looks like Cliff didn't get all of it. This... Oh... Returning to this game after the YouTube guideline warning thing I got is gonna be trouble, but... Oh boy, anyway. I'm not sure I can get this out of my fur with just hot water.
Oh, right you are. Right you are. I hadn't considered that. I've some perfume left, if you'd like to use it.
Murdoch puts a hand on his side, one eyebrow cocked. After all this time, how much of that stuff did you bring?
A considerable amount. Us stoats, we tend to get rather, what's a polite way to put it?
We're a little past prim and proper after what we just did. He laughs.
All right, we tend to reek.
Harsh, but true. Foxes aren't much better. Sam! He shakes his head, slicking back the wet fur between his ears. Still, perfume? I'm quite aware most men prefer cologne. I just fancy floral scents is all. The women in my life seem to like it. Turns his head to me as he washes himself, tail thumping against the shallow water. What about you, Sam? I'm coming round to it. Most men I'm with don't even bother with cologne. They just smell like they crawled out of a hole. Well, it is a mine in town. By all accounts, they probably did. Yeah, so I prefer a guy who bathes.
See?
I never said I didn't like it. It's just, well, it's unique. Speaking of, did you say women? You don't have a missus waiting for you at home, do you? Cliff laughs.
Not quite. Although my father's certainly tried to pair me off. Numerous times.
Numerous times, he says. Popular fella, aren't you?
I suppose he just wants me to carry on the family name. I've had my fair share of dalliances and courtships, but none of them bore fruit.
Hard to imagine him as a father.
Of course, I'm expected to return and marry someday. Loath as I am to admit it, I have certain responsibilities and duties to my family I cannot shirk so easily.
Well, back in the day, that was basically how a lot of alternate sexualities had to, I say alternate to heteronormativity, had to handle it. It was just sort of an unspoken thing that you would have to marry and have children and then just have, side affairs, and it was just not allowed to be spoken about. There was no love in any of it. It was just treated... marriage contracts were just the norm. The idea of love being a part of marriage was almost a foreign concept. Not in a literal, citizenship foreign, but in, it was a non-factor type of thing. It was just not a part of it. It's a contract. It was property. More often than not, women were the property. It's a fucking horrible way it was done, and this was the time period for it. And in this time, if you weren't heteronormative, you were also the property, and children were also the property. Especially if you were wealthy. You were the children, you were sold off to continue the family name, to pass on the money. Murdoch's ears splay backwards, and for a moment, his expression cracks. There's no witty retort this time. Is that something you want, though?
If you ask me, in my heart of hearts, no. It is not something I desire. I desire to be free, to continue exploring, not to throw it all away to live in a dusty mansion because my father once did the same. What I desire at this moment is, well, this night to last forever. But we know that's just a wish. Soon the sun will come up, and we will have to keep going. Much like I will have to return to my family someday.
What happens if you don't?
I would be disowned, first and foremost, and I'd lose my funds, lose my home. It's unthinkable.
What you're describing doesn't sound much like a home to me.
True, but who am I if not a Tibbets? Be honest with me. Would either of you have joined me if were it not for the money involved, or my status?
Murdoch's eyes fall on mine.
So it has been for most of my life. Quite frankly, have never had friends. Real friends, I mean. My father had associates from all over the world, and they had children they'd bring along to our estate, but they'd always leave sooner or later. They weren't really there to be my friends. They were just there out of happenstance. Because my father was one of the richest men in the city.
I think I understand what you mean, but your assumptions aren't correct. True, we joined the expedition because of the money involved, but that doesn't make tonight any less special. I wouldn't have joined you here or done what we just did if I didn't care. I'm sure Sam feels the same way. He's right. Don't give just about anyone a free ride.
Thank you both so much.
Way to put it. Sorry, that cracked me up a bit. Sorry. And who knows? I could see this partnership lasting quite a while. Now, let's get to bathing before they send out a search party. We've been gone for quite a long time. Yeah. Well, shit. Maybe that I don't know. Maybe that was a little bit of Murdoch trying to convince us to stay. I don't know. I submerge myself in the spring until the water's at my shoulder, closing my eyes. Feels a lot nicer than taking a bath at home. I'm gonna miss this. Oh boy. By the time we're clothed and ready to head back, it's a good half an hour later. My fur's still a little damp, and the perfume's way too much, but the thoughts that were eating me up just hours ago seem to have quieted down. I'm at ease, relaxed, more mindful of the smells and sights around me. I know it's temporary. The thoughts are going to come back sooner or later. They're never really gone at this point. I'm not sure if there ever will, even if I leave everything behind. But for now, though, I don't see the harm in letting myself just enjoy tonight. And there they are. Oh, man. I haven't seen this game in a while. It's been 5 months since December. So Christmas. It's been since Christmas. But still, I haven't seen this version of the game since October, and I haven't seen anything of the smoke room since Christmas. Oh, man. Oh, man. You think they're missing us? I did. I missed you. Sorry. They haven't come to look for us yet. It's always weird switching between all these different accents, because when I go back to my normal one, I feel... And all of a sudden, I feel very aware of my Midwestern twang. He smirks at me as he buttons up his vest. So what's keeping us from enjoying ourselves just a little longer? Come on, man! The YouTube guidelines is what's keeping you from...
You know very well that we can't dawdle. Even if we're to leave for the settlement at dawn, we need all the rest we can get.
We've had a rough couple of days. The settlement will still be there tomorrow, you know. Oh, geez, what? I hear a far-off rustling in the bushes, underscored by a deep rumbling laugh. My claws come out, and I see nothing come out from between the trees. Another voice joins in, this one even deeper. Sounds like Avery. Avery? My memory is fuzzy. It's been many months. Cliff looks like he's about to pipe up again, but we gestured for him to keep quiet. Wait a minute. Isn't Avery the doctor? Oh, he is. Oh, I looked it up. Thank goodness that everything has a wiki. I love it. Come on, Jeb. What if someone sees? Been waiting too long to see you again. Okay, so it wasn't just our idea to get out into the bushes. It's only been a week or two. Oh, jeez. Seems like we're not the only ones active tonight. They're up to something for sure. Great game of canasta.
You don't think they heard us, do you?
What if they did? You're all adults. You fucked. Move on. They would have said something if they did. What's the guarantee? Who cares? We wait around for a bit to see if the voices get closer, but they don't. You just hear more rustling. Why? Why would you do that? They were kind. They were kind to you. Just leave them alone. Why would you do this? You heard them say it's been too long and they've been waiting. Leave them alone, Murdoch. Come on, just go the other way. In fact, leave them alone so they can have the pool now. This is rude. You're rude. Hello? Oh, come on. Shit. Cliff shoots an annoyed glance at Murdoch. The fox just seems to shrug it off. We hear more rustling as Avery comes out from behind a tree. Jebediah right behind him, and the second time I've mistaken his antlers for branches. Well, fancy's running into you folks here, doctor. We were just heading for the spring for a couple minutes. I take it you boys are all finished up. You could say that. Water's nice and warm.
I feel better already.
Jeb's just gonna be like, all right, my turn to fuck. Move on. That's so. Well then, I suppose we'll follow your example. Okay, everyone knows. Move on. Nobody needs to be awkward about this. He drags Jebediah down the path by his wrist. The horse looks a little startled. We'll see you at camp. Don't wait up for us. Oh, that was Jebediah. Don't wait up for us. See, it's a different octave. I gotta go down a little bit, and I'm sure he will too. You folks have fun now. And we move on to a completely different landscape. When we get to the camp, it's a fair bit less crowded than it was before we left. I think some folks already went to bed for the night. Though they won't get much sleep with this coyote trying to put his guitar out of its misery. I don't know the first thing about musical instruments, but I know they ain't supposed to sound like that. He looks so concerned, like, oh, jeez. It's even worse hearing it up close. And yet, I can't look away. It's like a train collision. Use that in an Echo game. I'm sure that won't draw any comparisons to events.
Good God.
I don't know why that made me pop. It's not too late to head back to the spring. It's occupied now. Disturb Jebediah and Avery, no doubt ruining their night or listening to this for one moment longer. Difficult choice. Just make a run for it. Head to the settlement, blind as a bat. Just fucking go.
Let's just sit down and have a drink. I'm quite parched.
Strenuous activity will do that to you. Avery gave you that line? Murdoch shrugs, an all too cocky grin plastered on his face. I'm surprised he still has the energy for it. I'm starting to get more than a little tired myself. Well, hello there, Ed. Who the fuck is Ed?
There you fellas are. Reckon you're drowned in the spring with how long you fellas been gone.
Apparently his Mr. Nezer from the fucking Veggie Tales.
The bunny, oh, I love the bunny. Mr. Nezer.
That sort of thing doesn't happen often, I hope.
Only once or twice, when they don't pay the bill.
That's once or twice too many. I'm giggly today. What have you fucking... What have you been up to? Just what the fuck are you up to, man? What have you been up to?
Just been plucking away.
Also, Ed is the one strumming and torturing everyone?
I swear this old thing is starting to lose its sound.
Fucking Mr. Nezer is putting everyone's eardrums to shit. It might be a little out of tune.
More than a little, I'd say.
Could you hand it over? I'll see what I can do.
You play?
That's... it's not quite there. It's
Everybody stands for the bunny song. Now sing.
I can't do it quite right, but fuck it, move on. If you don't know what the fuck VeggieTales are, first of all, fine. You know what? It's Christian. It's Christian child indoctrination cartoon, but also I grew up with it, and it's kind of a weird part of me, considering I'm also kind of anti-religion, but also I also really enjoy it for it's dumb nostalgia. It's not good, but also it's just. If you don't know what it is, none of this makes sense. Now, I sneak in some practice where I can.
A man after my own heart, I do say.
A little Darius sneak. A little Darius, I say.
Think you can help a fella out?
Sure, hand it over. Cliff and I watch as Murdoch takes the guitar and proceeds to burn it! Just break it in half! No, I'm kidding. Proceeds to busy himself with it for the next half hour. He's just wasting time. Before long, it starts to sound less offensive to my ears, and by the time Avery and Jebediah return, it sounds almost like a real instrument. Murdoch really does have a lot of talents. That'll do the trick. That'll do the trick.
You fixed her up right quick.
No, not fuck me. It's so silly. It's a silly song. Not a problem. Hopefully she'll treat you better from now on. And our eardrums too. Want me to give it a try? I think he's just hesitant to give it back to him.
You know any songs?
It's getting further and further away from Mr. Nezer. It's just getting worse. Only a couple of raunchy ones.
You really are a keeper.
I haven't even heard his voice in so long. I need a reference in order to do impressions. I need to hear it recently, and Let me listen to a clip real quick. It's gonna make me feel self-conscious as hell about how bad I've been doing it. This is what Easter's about. Okay, so it is kind of like that. Yeah. Okay, so I kind of got it. Okay, so I pretty much had it down. It's a little, it's not great. I'm not an impressionist by any means, but, I pretty much had it. I had it within the ballpark. If you know the voice, you know pretty much what I'm trying to do at the very least.
We got a couple other musicians with us today who might be willing to join.
Wouldn't that disturb the people already in a tent?
The coyote waves him off.
They've heard worse.
Well, if you say so. Fancy a dance, Samuel?
In front of these people?
You'll be all right. I'll lead.
That's not what I was worried about. I know just the song. Oh boy. Oh, are we gonna get a CG? It's purple! What the fuck? What the hell? What is this? Are we getting an animated fucking video? Holy shit.
Wind rocks
What the fuck?
the desert night, the summer sand. Natural things, naturally.
What the
What
fuck?
frontiersmen should understand. And nothing's more natural than knowing how to move. Here's a tune about an ache that we can soothe. Let's reenact a snappy scene that duds might find mundane. About a pair of partners who hit up and missed their train. One grabbed the other's wrist and asked him, buy a man some hooch. Of course the other said, we'll slide you another working pooch. He tossed and taps a shoulder blade as temperance flies the coop. Then eyes meet eyes and glass meets glass as whiskers start to droop. Well, if you're feeling spry and gay, I think you know what's next. Lock eye to eye and elbows hooked and keep your partner flexed.
Oh shit, I hit the microphone. This is delightful! Look at this! Oh my god! This is so cool!
Wet your whistle, quench your thirst, though it be hard to see. Having vice ain't always nice, but hey, at least you're free. Now take a dip and hook his hip, remind me of that scene where words pass lips between the sips and somewhere rather mean. But hey, they're pressed in closer, hey, their courage bloomed, and hey, they're taking wagers, boasting over which their manhood loomed. Oh, thigh to thigh and pockets frisked, he grabbed his partner's wrist. Got a different kind of drink for you, I simply must insist.
Oh shit.
They're talking about penis of his, I think. I think they made an insinuation, I think. Well, hell's bells. This is just one of the finest, dandiest things I've ever seen.
This is so
Now
fucking...
my mind grows foggy as those spirits fade. Look now how morning light is seizing our charade. Ruffled slacks, sweaty backs, all about the floor. Revel quietly as others about you snore. Lock gazes and think upon my scene. You may find the things they hadn't yet and thoughts between. Lovers light, morning dark, and everything you know. There as many locks and keys as you allow.
Oh man. Well, if I was sleeping during this, I'd be kind of pissed. But otherwise, this is so fucking nice. Good God, this is so cool. Look at them. That was fucking incredible. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh man! was so fucking incredible. Oh my goodness. Whoever was involved in that. A++, incredible. That was wonderful. I loved every second of it. Oh, man. Oh. Cornelis? Not quite Cornelius, but Cornelis? Cornelis? I don't know how to say that name. I'll look it up real quick. I spent all that fucking time yammering on about fucking Mr. Nezer, and then that was right around the fucking corner. All the people who knew that was coming must have been like, fucking shut up, we got the fucking awesomest thing ever right fucking there. Shut up, we got the fucking thing coming. Like, dude, fucking move on, dude. Just get off to the fucking music thing. Okay, how do you say Cornelis? We got Cornelis, or... Oh, that one has a -6 rating, so we got this. Cornelis. According to howtopronounce.com, that is the way to say it. Cornelis. So is that Murdoch singing? Is that what his voice is supposed to be? Because that... I don't know who the animators, and artists, and the singers, and the musicians... I don't know who any of those people were. As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to the credits, or I'm definitely fucking. You gotta, whoever did that was fucking incredible. That was awesome. I loved it so much, and I want to support them. I want them to have all the fucking credit in the world. I want everyone who watched this to find them and let them know how awesome they are. And if they have like crowdsourcing stuff and you have the financial resources, give them all of the money and attention and the love you can. They deserve it. That was fucking awesome. And I am so sorry that I missed out on seeing that when it was like new. I was busy at the time, but fuck, man, that was so cool. Anyway, Cornelis. Was that it? Shit, I already forgot how to say it.